Border security remains a top priority for the Trump administration as the president announces he will deploy military troops to the southern border. This comes as some conservatives speculate over whether the migrant caravan is being funded by partisan operatives. One America's Gabrielle Cuccia has more from Washington.
From the beginning, the Honduras caravan reflected a narrative of hope and opportunity, invoking a sense of sympathy towards the migrants as they flee economic and civil hardship. But as the movement grows by the thousands, seemingly overnight, Washington critics sense partisan involvement.
Something like that, it ain't cheap to put on. To make sure that everyone's fed, everyone's clothed, everyone's drinking water, that they've got their transports that you see, that they've got these flatbed trucks driving them around. You know, it's not a cheap operation. And even if it was a bare bones operation, it's not a cheap operation.
Middle East Forum fellow Raheem Kassam shares evidence linking the caravan to big business and politically funded organizations.
When you look at sort of who's behind it, who's involved with it, then you start to understand why the numbers are burgeoning in the way that they are. You know, you have a cadre now of NGOs based both in the United States and in Central America, politicians, diplomats, and grassroots activists who are funded by some even big American corporates like Amazon and Ralph's, the Californian supermarket chain. And this money is being disseminated into these activist groups.
These groups have always existed, says Kassam, and continue their asylum exploits under so-called grassroots campaigns.
These caravans aren't new. They've been going on for decades now, and the organizers have remained the same. You know, they might change their names, but they're the same people. Pueblos Sin Fronteras. It's a group that's affiliated with another group, APOFAM, which is another group orchestrating with a halfway house funded by Quakers in Mexico, which is called the Casa de los Amigos.
This organization, says Kassam, is headed by Democrat Daniel Hernandez Joseph, a former diplomatic liaison who was based in Washington. Kassam emphasized these groups are funded by Democrats, as there is not one Republican listed among their donorship.
And so you can start to see how all of this is taking place. Money coming from Democrats, registered Democrats, who have given to people like John Kerry and Barbara Boxer and Harry Reid, who have also been donating and listed as patrons to groups like that. These people have always sought to undermine the US border. They always have sought to undermine national sovereignty. If we don't do this legwork now and expose this stuff now, think about how this is going to be in 5 years' time or 10 years' time. We're going to have to play catch up with this whole network. No, look, we understand where it's coming from now. We know where it's starting. It's about time this White House did something about it.
Democrats have yet to unifyingly address any involvement with the caravan, while President Trump remains firm on border control. Gabrielle Cuccia, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.